Come with us to Target. I got my 3 older kids and my baby. We're gonna go get some outfits for their concert tomorrow.
Yeah!
You guys excited?
Wednesday. No.
No, yeah, that's what I said.
Which one? Pretty simple.
So let me get this straight. The resilient Jenkins are being evicted in 3 days, and Stephanie thinks it's a good idea to go to Target, right? So you can spend money at Target, but you can't take that little boy to go get his hair cut. Why? You can go spend money at Target, but you can't go get that boy's hair done. What I find totally crazy is the fact that all her other kids have a hair routine, but with Deshaun, she sits there and she records herself struggling to even comb his hair. You don't even know what you're doing. You have no idea what you're doing, but you want to have mixed kids. The hair care is not there. You got a hair routine for all of those other children, but that one. Literally no excuse as to why that little boy cannot get his hair cut. He needs a cut and a lining. Do you know what that is, Stephanie?
Stephanie Jenkins' latest TikTok drama has taken a new turn, and with her eviction deadline rapidly approaching, the pressure is clearly mounting. Instead of addressing the serious reality of her and her 7 children potentially losing their home, Stephanie seems to be shifting the focus of her content. Her social media is now filled with videos of shopping trips, family outings, and seemingly joyful moments, presenting an image of a carefree, devoted mother. However, beneath the surface, a deeper issue remains unresolved. While it is heartwarming to see her children enjoying themselves, the question of long-term stability cannot be ignored. A fun day out or a new outfit may provide temporary happiness, but they do not address the pressing concern of securing a stable place to live. As the days dwindle, her priorities are being called into question. Stephanie's decision to take her children shopping for concert outfits instead of preparing for the inevitable move has raised eyebrows. It is not inherently wrong to want to make her children happy, but given the circumstances, this gesture feels more like a temporary distraction than a responsible move. Her kids may be excited about their new clothes now, but when the eviction date arrives, those fleeting moments of joy will not change the reality that they could soon be without a home. Instead of using her platform to show efforts toward resolving her housing situation, she appears more invested in controlling the narrative and keeping the focus on the illusion of a picture-perfect family. Her captions tell an even more revealing story. There is an unmistakable defensiveness in her posts, almost as if she is anticipating the backlash and inviting it. She acknowledges that her followers will likely judge her choices, yet instead of taking steps to address the situation responsibly, she leans into the controversy. One particular caption stands out. "I'm sure I'll get judgment for taking my besties to get an outfit for their concert. It isn't your life."
To Target. I got my 3 older kids and my baby. We're gonna go get some outfits for their concert tomorrow.
Yeah!
You guys excited?
Wednesday. No.
No, yeah, that's what I said.
Which one? Pretty simple.
This statement not only dismisses valid concerns but also suggests a deliberate attempt to stir engagement by provoking her audience. Rather than facing the reality of her circumstances head-on, she adopts an almost rebellious attitude, daring her followers to criticize her actions. The pattern is clear. Stephanie is well aware of the contradictions in her behavior, but instead of taking responsibility, she seems to be using the outrage to fuel her content. Beyond the shopping trips and carefully curated family moments, small yet telling details further expose the cracks in her narrative. In one video, her son's hair appeared noticeably unkempt, sparking questions from followers. When asked about it, Stephanie quickly blamed the wrong comb, but this minor detail speaks volumes. If she has the time and energy to film shopping hauls, engage with online drama, and curate content that presents an idealized version of her life, why does something as simple as properly grooming her child seem to slip through the cracks?
So let me get this straight. The resilient Jenkins are being evicted in 3 days, and Stephanie thinks it's a good idea to go to Target, right? So you can spend money at Target, but you can't take that little boy to go get his hair cut. Why? You can go spend money at Target, but you can't go get that boy's hair done. What I find totally crazy is the fact that all her other kids have a hair routine, but with Deshaun, she sits there and she records herself struggling to even comb his hair. You don't even know what you're doing. You have no idea what you're doing, but you want to have mixed kids. The hair care is not there. You got a hair routine for all of those other children, but that one. Literally no excuse as to why that little boy cannot get his hair cut. He needs a cut and a lining. Do you know what that is, Stephanie? Do you not understand that it's like $20 to go get his hair cut like that? And it will look so much better. But you would rather set your phone up and pretend that you're doing his hair by combing it out. I think that's crazy. And I think everybody sees through your fake little mommy posts with all the kids. Drew has got it made, y'all. He ain't got to work. He ain't got to cook. He ain't got to clean. He ain't got to watch none of his kids. He's got it all with Stephanie. And I highly doubt that he would ever leave her because she does everything and he doesn't have to do shit.
Or superficial standards. It is about basic care and attention to detail. While she is focused on presenting a certain image online, these overlooked aspects reveal where her true priorities lie. Stephanie's approach to this crisis suggests that her focus is not on solving the problem, but on managing the public perception of it. Instead of showing her followers concrete efforts to secure housing or take meaningful action, she continuously posts content that serves as a distraction. By fueling engagement with defensive captions and dramatized narratives, she ensures that people keep talking about her situation, which ultimately translates to more views, more clicks, and potentially more financial gain.
I can go to bed. I get 2 times 6.
Get your shit together. Today.
The irony is glaring. While she claims to be doing what is best for her children, her choices indicate otherwise. The most unsettling aspect of this situation is the way Stephanie appears to be using the crisis for attention rather than confronting it with urgency. Her content does not reflect a mother scrambling to find stability for her children, but rather someone determined to maintain her online persona at any cost.
I got my 3 older kids and my baby. We're gonna go get some outfits for their concert tomorrow.
Yeah!
You guys excited?
Wednesday. No.
No, yeah, that's what I said.
Saw this video of the Jenkins and them going to Target. The one thing, I don't really say anything, but I'm gonna say something. You have your son in the front seat of a car where he is not old enough nor the weight requirements to sit in the front seat of a car. Do you not realize this? If you are in a wreck and that baby is sitting in the front seat of a car and those airbags deploy, he's going to get severely injured or even unalived due to your recklessness and carelessness of putting your son in the front seat of a car. Are you absolutely insane? Like, are you trying to have that happen? Like, I understand you're living in poverty and all this other stuff, but to risk the safety of one of your children is not okay. It's not okay, and you're doing that.
Every post, every video, every defensive caption seems to be carefully designed to keep the engagement rolling. But as the eviction date looms closer, the performance will eventually come to an end. When the cameras stop recording and the views no longer provide a safety net, reality will still be waiting, and no amount of online validation will be enough to change what comes next. Stephanie has become increasingly defensive when faced with criticism about her spending habits. When people question why she prioritizes purchases like concert outfits for her children despite financial struggles, she quickly shuts down the conversation with responses like, "It's none of your business, and my kids shouldn't have to hear. We can't afford it." However, there's a contradiction in her actions. By choosing to document and share her life online, she automatically invites public opinions, whether supportive or critical. It's one thing to showcase happy moments, but when those moments are set against the backdrop of an impending eviction, it raises a bigger question: what's really going on behind the scenes? She insists that her children shouldn't have to experience financial stress, but if their home is at risk, isn't it better to prepare them for reality? instead of prioritizing their long-term security by ensuring they have a place to live. She seems more concerned with maintaining an illusion of stability for social media. It's almost as if she's deliberately ignoring the urgency of the situation, pretending the eviction isn't happening. The most pressing question remains unanswered. Has she secured a new home? If money is tight and they're being forced to leave, shouldn't her focus be on finding shelter for her family rather than curating temporary happiness for her audience? Rather than addressing the crisis, she appears to be using social media engagement and controversy to keep views and revenue flowing, distracting from the real issue. Her defensiveness only fuels further speculation, drawing more attention to the underlying concern. Where will her family go once they lose their home? Meanwhile, another glaring issue is becoming impossible to ignore: Drew's absence. Stephanie is juggling everything alone, running errands, taking the kids out, managing household duties, while Drew is nowhere to be seen. His absence isn't just about skipping a shopping trip. It's about a larger pattern of disengagement. While Stephanie carries the weight of their family's struggles, he chooses to remain disconnected, spending his time gaming rather than contributing in any meaningful way.
I would feel bad for her. I would be more, concerned, but she's just as shitty as him. She is a crappy person. She's over here picking fights with his baby moms online passive aggressively because of her situation. Personally, I think she's doing that because internally she's unhappy, and so she's going to take it out on everyone else but that man, calling content creators out for basically just speaking facts and then throwing her cats outside. Like, she's a horrible person too, so I don't really feel bad for her. I really don't. This is what you get. This is what you wanted so bad. You wanted to have a baby with those superior black genes, and now you're getting the experience that you wanted. Really blew me is she took all those kids to the park alone. She took a newborn, a toddler, and 3 kids to the park alone while that man sat on the game on a Sunday. I just went to the park with my 20-month-old yesterday, and her dad came. I didn't even have to ask him. He just got suited and booted and came with us. Couldn't be me, honey. Couldn't be me. That is way too many kids at the park by yourself while that man's at home on the game. Ugh. Anyways, I want to hear your thoughts. Comment your thoughts below. What do you think about Drew's gaming? You really think do you think he sleeps? When does he sleep? I want to know.
If he were busy working or actively helping in some capacity, it might be understandable. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Instead, he remains in his own world while Stephanie shoulders the entire burden on her own. In her relatable afternoon and evening with Mom of 5 video, Stephanie takes all 5 children on an outing, once again without Drew. His absence reinforces the idea that he has checked out of family life entirely. It's not just about missing a single moment. It's a reflection of how uninvolved he has become. Stephanie is left to handle everything alone, making it clear that she's essentially functioning as a single parent. If Drew were present and actively supporting her, it might feel like they were navigating their struggles as a team, but that couldn't be further from reality. Instead, he remains in the background, seemingly indifferent to the fact that his family is on the brink of homelessness.
I know you're supposed to be all about your man and everything, but if that man is not working to provide, okay, and he made you have those babies, and making you stay home with those babies, if he is not working to provide, you don't need him. My husband would have a damn heart attack. He would have a heart attack if he couldn't provide for us.
This raises an even bigger question. Why isn't Drew stepping up? Especially in a time of crisis, is his absence a sign of deeper issues within their relationship? How long can Stephanie continue to carry the weight of both parenting and household responsibilities alone, especially with the looming eviction? Despite everything, she continues to frame her situation in a way that downplays the seriousness of their struggles, presenting a version of her life that feels curated rather than authentic. In the relatable afternoon and evening with Mom of 5 video, she captions the moment with, "It could have easily been a day spent doing nothing but cleaning, but my babies just needed a little extra mommy time today, and I'm always happy to spend time with my little besties." While this sentiment is sweet on the surface, it also feels like a way to deflect from the harsh reality. Instead of focusing on securing a new home or tackling their financial struggles head-on, she continues to present an image of normalcy, as if everything is under control. Her tendency to frame things in a positive light seems less about optimism and more about avoidance. In doing so, she's not just misleading her audience, she may be convincing herself that everything is fine, even as the walls close in around her. Stephanie's actions paint a very different picture from her words. She often speaks about the difficulty of leaving their home, but there is little indication that she is taking concrete steps to change the situation. Rather than actively working toward a solution for her family's looming eviction, she appears to be caught up in creating light-hearted moments for social media, as if ignoring the reality of what's to come will somehow make it disappear. While there is nothing wrong with trying to maintain a sense of normalcy for her children, the complete lack of urgency suggests that she may not be fully facing the gravity of their circumstances.